There is a quiet question many people are afraid to ask out loud. When did success become something you could subscribe to? Not long ago, wisdom came from observation, from time, from watching someone live a life long enough to prove they understood it. Now, it comes through a thumbnail, a reel, a live stream, a perfectly edited 30-second promise. Scroll long enough and someone is waiting for you. A mentor promising wealth, a fitness coach promising transformation, an influencer promising confidence, a relationship expert promising love, a pastor promising prosperity. And all of them say the same thing. You are only one decision away, one course away, one payment away, one act of faith away from becoming who you were meant to be. But what happens when hope becomes a product? Because today, trust itself is under investigation. News organizations accused of bias, headlines competing with algorithms, facts debated louder than opinions. And somewhere inside that confusion, millions of people started looking for answers somewhere else. Online, on stages, inside private communities, inside masterminds, inside subscription coaching groups. Some of those voices are legitimate. Teachers who built something real, entrepreneurs who earned their scars, leaders who actually helped people change their lives. But others learned something powerful. Confidence looks like competence on camera. Luxury looks like success through a lens. And belief is easier to sell than proof. Tonight on Hit and Run, Ronin Travelers and Fearless step into the conversation many people are already having quietly. Not rumors, not gossip, not internet drama. Systems. We examine nonprofit accountability conversations surrounding community fundraising efforts, investment programs and real estate funds shaped by disclosure language and investor expectations. The explosion of online coaching culture competing for subscription dollars in the same attention economy as streaming platforms. Federal enforcement actions against deceptive business opportunities. Prosperity messaging inside faith spaces where belief and finance sometimes collide. And the emerging cyber era, where artificial intelligence can imitate voices, faces, and authority itself. Why do intelligent people fall for promises that sound too good to be true? Is it greed or exhaustion? Is it ego or loneliness? Or maybe people simply want someone to believe in them. This conversation is not about destroying reputations. It is about building discernment. Because behind every claim, there should be receipts, public filings, documented outcomes, transparent expectations, real accountability. Tonight we ask, when does mentorship become marketing? When does motivation become manipulation? And in a world flooded with voices competing for your attention, how do you decide who deserves your trust? Because the cost of believing the wrong person is rarely just money. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's faith, sometimes it's years of your life. This is not outrage, this is examination. This is not rumor, this is responsibility. This is claims versus receipts.
You want to be rich? Tune in tonight. We're going to show you how to be rich. You want to be healthy? Oh, you got cancer? I got the cure right here. It's only going to cost you $10,000 a day. You want to be fit? Oh, man. It's just a pill you take to get fit, to work out. People want stuff so bad. And they want to take the shortcut to get there so good that they'll believe anything. And this isn't just something that's going on. There used to be the snake oil salesman who used to go town to town selling his elixir to anybody. And they wanted it so bad they believed it. You fall for it. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. People falling for everything because you're gullible. You see somebody online and you think they got money. I want to be like them. And most of them are making money by telling you how to make money. That's how they got rich. Most people got healthy the shortcut way, or they're just genetically like that, which you'll never get. A lot of people are selling things to make you healthy that actually probably make you sick. But we believe something so much that we want it to become true. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The belief that you want something so bad that it comes true. It happens in life all the time. Even in relationships. The person who wants to be in love so bad that they miss all the red flags. The dude that wants to find love so much that he goes send all that money to that girl because she said she loved him. And that's the most attention he got. And that little bit of attention led him to believe that, oh man, this is a fairy tale come true. Tonight, we're going to talk about those fairy tales. Let's get to it, Ronin. I sound like I'm on a computer mic.
Yeah, you might want to check to see if the mic in front of you is on, but it sounds like you're in the room distortion, but your mic might be turned down.
What about that? Is that a little better? Any better at all? Still no?
Mm-mm.
Yes? I can't hear myself, that's why.
Yeah. It just not, it's the mic is not grabbing your voice, so it sounds like it's in the room. Spatial.
I'm sorry. Let's go to the audio setting. Audios. Oh, well, that would be right because, sorry, guys. I don't think it picked up my audio. Let's try it again. Well, let's go. Keep going. I'm going to fix my audio. Don't worry about it.
I mean, today we're going to, if you guys didn't look at that thumbnail, it's a lot. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of fraud, a lot of perceived fraud. We're going to go through them. We're not making any accusations on any one person. Some people have been accused, but there's no charges being drawn up, no criminal convictions. And then there's some that have been convicted. So we're going to go through some of these and pick and choose how we're going to get through them. But and it's on both sides. You know, we come from a community of travelers in the Black community, and you got from Black snake oil salesmen to white. So it's not race based. It's evenly distributed amongst us all. Okay. Did you figure it out?
I'm here, brother. It's just not seeing my mic. That's all. Just picking it up from the.
It might sound a little better. It sounds a little better, but let the.
No, it's not the mic. It's not picking it up yet. I might have to step out and step back in, but that's all right.
Hold on 1 second. Let me load a video.
It's not you. It just doesn't see the mic. I'm good. Let me see if I can do this. If not, I'll come back. Keep talking.
All right. First person we're going to talk about today is the grandfather of it all. Well, he's not the grandfather per se, but he's one of those guys that has been doing it and did it so well. He damn near set a record. $64 billion. The king of the Ponzi scheme, Bernie Madoff. Convicted in 2009, the largest Ponzi scheme in the U.S. history to note. You know, you don't know you're in a Ponzi scheme until it's over. So up until now, he's the one that's got the record. I'm going to bring him back up.
You know, in today's regulatory environment, it's virtually impossible to violate rules when this is something that the public really doesn't understand. And if you read things in the newspaper and you see somebody, you know, violate a rule, you say, well, you know, they're always doing this. But it's impossible for you to go for a violation to go undetected. Certainly not for a considerable period of time. And when you consider the volumes of trading, the trillions of dollars of trading that go on, I mean, our firm, for example, alone, we trade in excess of $1 trillion a year. So, and that's one firm. You know, so when you look at the scope of the trading that goes on today in Wall Street, and you look at what we would consider to be the infractions, they're relatively small. You know, primarily because, you know, of all the regulation, and most firms do try to.
Now that's wild that he sat on that show and said everything that he said, because ultimately we know everything he said he was circumventing. He was doing it. Every rule that was out there, he was breaking. Go ahead.
Because here goes the issue. Oh, the person with the shades on, that is Austin Hall. We're going to show him. We're
Yeah.
going to show him his great and downfall. And someone said, there's no formula perfect for everyone. Yes, there is. You know how the con works? It's to make you believe what you already want to believe.
Yeah.
You can't say it's poor because Bernie Madoff got over and conned the richest people. And you know why? Because in their mind, they said, oh man, 5%, that's just not enough. 10%, oh man, you can bring me 15%. I'm already a billionaire and you can make me 15%. That means I sold you the dream of something you already thought you wanted. Every con works the same. It has to do with that person is greedy in any way. The person who wants something is greedy, or they believe something so much that they'll believe anything. And so that's all you're convincing them of. I'm going to find out what it is you like, and I'm going to convince you that this will do it for you. Are you tired of your kids not getting a damn education? Huh? You're tired of the white man doing something for you? Let's send you to our school, Frederick Douglass Academy, where we're going to teach them how to be men. Now, I ain't opened the school up in 20 years. I keep telling you next year is it. But as long as you keep believing next year is the year, then you're going to go there.
Right.
And
Right.
don't
And
think it has anything to do with intelligence.
Right.
Now, this here, I don't know where I put it at. I don't have the iPhone, as they say. This is not an iPhone. But if it was an iPhone, just think about it. You know how much intelligence it took to say, I'm going to take a phone off the wall and I'm going to put a computer in my pocket. That's an intelligent person. To say that I'm going to take an 8-track tape or CD and I'm going to put it into an MP3 player and play it for you. Wow. I mean, that takes brains. And that same person with those brains, when they got cancer, he said, I think I can cure it with some Mexican medicine. Because they believed that the natural way, or the doctors telling you this isn't going to work. And they were convinced that something else would work. Because all I have to do is convince you. And how was that in Kaiser Sose? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you he didn't exist. And so if I can believe that, that's all it is. All of these people have conned you. These gurus have conned you because you believed that you are greedy and you thought something was more, whether that's greedy in life, whether that's greedy with money, whether that's greedy with your health.
Yeah. And unfortunately, people go after what is perceived to be successful. They're lazy. They don't want to do the homework themselves. They want to see somebody that's already done it and kind of take a shortcut, not really learn from the ground up how things are done properly. You guys are taking shortcuts. And if somebody can give you a tidbit or turn a phrase to where it identifies with you of somebody that wants to get rich quick, heal themselves, lose weight, whatever it may be, they know those hot buttons. I've been in sales for almost 40 years. So I definitely know what they're doing. I can hear the pitch and the grift the minute people start talking. I've been doing it so long. I used to take phone calls from salespeople and let them run through the whole thing and said, nah, you're not convincing enough. And run them through it again. But let's play this next video. Still on Bernie Madoff.
follow, and share for more.
So, do you think he was a grifter, or he took advantage of the fact that people are lazy? They don't want to double check. And obviously, he came from good stock. He knew the market. He helped invent certain things in the market. He knew the inner workings of the system. When you start knowing the system and how it works, you start gaming it. When you know nobody can catch.
I don't even think you need to know the system. If I can share this with you, this was from the movie, and I just want you to listen to it and listen to this.
I think I might have this one. We'll see.
One more thing about closing a deal. Always save your best play for last.
Everything we've looked at looks good, but no mention about the management fee at all.
That's right.
What do you mean that's right? Even if you want to go 50-50, it needs to be in writing.
No, we're not going to go 50-50.
Well then, we need to go back to the negotiating table, get the lawyers to draw up entirely new contracts, start from scratch.
You know, I don't think you really want to do that, Jeremy, because we don't take any fees. We make our money on the trades. The management fees are all yours. I thought you understood that.
So, I suppose we should talk about the initial buy-in.
The gold standard in seduction. The moment your client starts to think he's the one getting one over on you.
Do you really just?
Yes.
After that, you couldn't stop them from giving you their money if you tried. One more thing about closing a deal.
So think about that. The rich people think they're getting over on him. So he tells them, usually when you do any, just to let you know about trades, they're saying, hey, you know, how are we going to get, we got to pay you this fee. And he saves that for last. He's like, fee? I didn't put the fee in there because there is no fee. Now the people are thinking, what the hell? We always pay the fee.
We always get charged fees.
Yeah, no, we're just going to give you off the money I make. Remember, there's no money out there. He's not making no money.
Advisory. It's a fraud.
Off of what I give.
It's a fraud.
Hold on, sorry. Go ahead.
He says, I make the fee off of what I give you, meaning off the percentage that you make, of which I just made up. And so they're so greedy. Like he said, I couldn't beg them to not give me their money because he found what they want. And that's what, guys, I want you to just understand what's going on with the YouTube scene, what's going on with life, is these people are finding the thing that we want and that we desire, or a gap in something, and they're filling that gap, not with the truth, with the wish that we wish we could do it. Go ahead.
Correct. And let me finish off with Bernie with this one, and then we can jump right into another one. There's so many to pick and choose and go through. We might not get through them all today, but yeah, Grant Cardone is on the list, as well as, and I can't believe this dude is still around. Jordan Belfort.
You know what? Like he says, sweet lies are better than hard truth. Yes. And the person I know that you don't have in here is Derek. Well, go here. I'm going to talk about Derek Jackson when you get there.
Derek Jackson is more of a panderer for me than but I get what you're saying. Yes, he could fit right along in here, right along with Dr. Umar. They go hand in hand.
No, he's a fake guru. He's a coaching person because he coached these women. But go ahead. I'm sorry. We're going to get off.
Advisory. It's a fraud.
I've seen the trades.
They're fake. All fake. Basically just a big Ponzi scheme.
What's a Ponzi scheme?
Took money from some people and I gave it to others, and there's nothing left.
Just so you guys understood what a Ponzi scheme is. Basically, you got to keep feeding that engine. Okay. And it starts to snowball to a point where you got to take more income. It's almost like Social Security right now. You got so many people that lived longer than we anticipated them living. And so more people have to work in order to pay in to Social Security to cover the ones that are already on and are going to be aging into it. And so that's the vicious cycle when it comes to a Ponzi scheme, is you got to continue to feed that machine. And if you don't, eventually the house of cards will fall. And it just happened that the perfect storm was 2008. Not only was it Bernie Madoff, but it was also the real estate market that took a dump in 2008. And tons of people lost a lot of money. If you guys were alive then, you saw people that were retired, infinitely wealthy, that lost so much money in these funds. Some of them had to go back to work. But go ahead.
So the thing is, why do you guys believe in it? Why is it a belief? Because we want to believe. We want to believe this truth. I know I went off subject on this, but I want to bring this dude up because this is a little bit recent.
Mhm.
And I'm going to share this with you guys. And note, all the time, it's not money is not always the fuel. Sometimes the belief in something that you just want something so bad that you believe it. This here is a poetic black.
Yeah.
And what we're going to talk about is there was a gentleman that, if you remember, in California, Mr. Tendernism. Mr. Tendernism, baby.
Yeah.
We wanted to believe Mr. Tendernism. He come on. Where my glasses?
Right. Mr. Tendernism. Destination Barbecue.
One in the nation. Mr. Tendernism. Now, if you don't know who Mr. Tendernism is, there was a restaurant in California, Diamond Destination, and they made ribs, they made brisket, and it was fall off the bone. And he was the person who was the face of it. People went in lines and droves out there to see Mr. Tendernism. And then what they said was, hold up. Do a little background. Mr. Tendernism, we want to believe, man. This brother, and we see the line so long. This old man, we calling him Unc. He got content creators going there. The lines are so long. Yeah. We want to believe he owns this place. We want to go there and, man, we want to go there and support him. Then we find out that Unc don't own it.
Right.
Well, then what do? They play into it. Well, yeah, no, Unc is a partner. You know, he's a spokesperson here. And Unc, he's the partner with us. You know, we do this together. Matter of fact, when
we could not get to Unc, security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash or $4,000 in cash that we was gonna give him a hand. They didn't take it.
Keith Lee, trying to bless Unc with $4,000, exposed that Unc, Mr. Tenderism, was being used as a front, and he's actually not the real owner of the restaurant. And they say this owner finally came out and dissed Keith Lee for trying to give Unc that $4,000 tip.
Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
And now they saying that the owner has fired Mr. Tenderism after he posted a video of Unc looking sad as the owner put him on a plane and sent him back to his hometown.
Thank you for coming out here. Can't say you love me on camera. I love you, boy.
And this is exactly why it's so important to own your own business, to own your own recipes. This is exactly why ownership is so important, man.
But y'all wanted to believe so bad. Go ahead, throw mine up too. Y'all wanted to believe so bad that a black man can own a restaurant and make it that good. Y'all, that's the belief that they sold you the dream. They sold it to you, hook, line, and sinker. They sold it to you so bad when the guy was on there, he said, oh, that's the owner. I mean, why are you going to tip the owner? Meaning the guy was going to give him a $5,000 tip. And the owner said, why are you going to give it to him?
Right.
Give it to everybody. Taking his money out his pocket. Let me hear what he got to say. This, and it got so bad. And people were online saying when they found out, look, he's not the owner. Unc, you need to do something. You need to brand a name. Do something. Mm-hmm. It was so bad that even Mr. Tendernism believed the hype.
And follow him, the original. He made sure to emphasize original and one and only.
Hey, this is official Mr. Tendernism coming to y'all. You know, I just got off the freeway kind of late at night, but I want to know y'all come on my page. Official Mr. Tendernism, Walter Johnson. Yes, sir. Y'all come on down now. I'm the Tendernism original, not nobody else. The original Tendernism. Booyah.
You got fired from your own spot. You had a whole hype. It's so bad now that They got a GoFundMe for my man.
Effect, man. Them people did my boy wrong, man. They did our favorite uncle wrong as hell, bruh. But we not worried about none of that, man, because we already bought the building. We got it down here. We got the barbecue truck down here. So it's connected. However you want to do it. If you want to travel or he want to work straight out his restaurant, he can do it. You know, we've been on the phone. It's really happening, man. Them people did my man's wrong, bro. They exploited him. They exploited our uncle, man. They exploited him, man. They used him, man. These racist ass white people use to the fullest of what they can get out of him. And the second he stepped away, because he was doing it out the heart, out the loyalty, they trademarked the word tenderism, fired him, and told him if he can't use it no more, we gonna sue him. So we.
Now I want you to hear what the gentleman said. They used him. They did him. No, brother. They didn't. You know why? Because Unc knew that the business wasn't in his name.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that he didn't trademark anything. He knew that he wasn't an owner. He knew that he was just the front. But just like anybody, just like they convinced you out there that Unc was the owner, they convinced him that he had a part in it. And then when he was no longer needed, from the streets you came and to the streets you shall return.
But this is what he did. Look, watch this.
All right, how y'all doing today? Hey, come on now. All right, y'all.
They use him all the way up. Hey, you better put long line. It's gonna be good.
All right, everybody's doing okay. Tim the mill. Yes, sir. Y'all here now?
I kind of have to.
Now that ain't the half of it.
Y'all hear me and hear me good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not felt like making an update on Mr. Tenderism, but because my first video went viral, over 30,000 likes and over 30,000 shares on Mr. Tenderism, and that's just on one platform, I feel obligated to come back and do an update, despite the world that's crumbling around us. Here's your update, and then I'm done. There are a lot of misconceptions that the man, I don't know his name, let's just call him the man, I think his name is Nick, who's the owner of the restaurant, Destination Smokehouse, which has been canceled. In case you didn't get the memo, he tried to trademark the name Mr. Tenderism that Walter, the mascot, has made a name for.
It don't matter.
God works in mysterious ways, and an attorney trademarked the name first before the man can trademark the name. Look how God works. Now the problem is that Walter has.
Now listen to this. She gonna hit a point that y'all need to listen to. Some of y'all act so proud you can't take something. And unfortunately, this man has an old mentality. I hope y'all listen to his mistake and don't repeat it in the future if somebody does something like this for you.
A cave mentality, and the attorney tried to give Mr. Tenderism Walter the name, but he don't want it. He don't want it. And then not only that, Mr. Tenderism made a video out of all the days on Martin Luther King Day.
Dr. Martin Luther King. Good man, wasn't he? Bring all people together. All people together.
Baby, listen. The bottom line is you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. Ooh, y'all, and I just remembered this one. Somebody messaged me and said that they saw Mr. Tenderism in Walmart using his EBT card before they went viral. So that answers the question for all the people in the back who's saying he's a partner. He ain't no partner using no EBT card. So y'all, it just is what it is. You can't help people if they are stuck in a cave mentality.
You know, we can go to Stone Mountain, Georgia. And
that's the update. That's the update. God bless y'all. God keep y'all, and be safe. Good night.
She a little frustrated.
You can't be frustrated, you know, because it wasn't like he was tricked. He knew he knew what the truth was.
But see, knowing what the truth is and knowing how to protect yourself are things that we need to be educating our community about. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this live, is letting you guys know these things are out here and they're going to mislead you every which way they can. But you need to be able to understand, if you're doing something in business, you need to conduct it like business. Don't trust anybody. Get it in writing. Start looking at branding your stuff and buying into your business. You have to supply and buy into your own businesses. But go ahead.
No, just because people think just because I made something or I know it, that means I'm the first. Nah, that ain't how the law looks at it. Who got it there first? And
but the brother got the name. He got the damn name, and then he was going to give it to him. And then what? Your ego, your personality, your pride, whatever it is hindering you from what?
Somebody convinced him, man, you don't need that. I got it for you, man.
I'm getting it mentality. But watch this. This is where you start looking at Steven, an old boy from the cotton fields. This is just like stepping.
I'll tell you one thing up right now. This my partner, Nick. He my brother. He my age-bone cone. We gonna keep it that way. Hey, we don't need no hate. Look, don't hate on him. Don't hate on thing we trying to do.
I can take it. It's not about that.
Take that.
Know.
Hey, look. Yeah. Hey, if y'all want to help something, send some good comments. Come down to destination. It's in the southern part of California, City be very epic. I'm talking about destination one in the nation. Then you'll understand. This young man helped. I forgot. As long as I live, I ain't gonna be old as him. But however, let me tell y'all something. This guy helps. Oh, he got all my love. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Look at that.
Yeah,
look at Walt getting soft on us.
I'm telling you from another side. I don't do no hugging no more. Okay, anyway, let me get this straight. Me and him, boy, we gonna ride the house like Roy road trip. I'm out of here.
Everything going on, he's still stepping and fetching. And don't know no better. Sometimes it's not about education if you just don't know. And some people are hard-headed, they don't want to learn. And what you were talking about earlier, this is Cartel Low. He's the one that's...
Man, Texas tenderism is in full effect, man. Them people did my boy wrong, man. They did our favorite uncle wrong as hell, bruh. But we not worried about none of that, man, because we already bought the building. We got it down here. We got the barbecue truck down here. So it's connected. However you want to do it. If you want to travel or he want to work straight out his restaurant, he can do what he want. We've been on the phone. It's really happening, man. Them people did my man's wrong, bro. They exploited him. They exploited our uncle, man. They exploited him, man. They used him, man. People use to the fullest of what they can get out of him. And the second he stepped away, because he was doing it out the heart, out the loyalty, they trademarked the word tenderism, fired him, and told him if he can't use it no more, we gonna sue him. So we breaking all that. That's dead. We done already trademarked another way to say tenderism. He good. We give him his own restaurant. He ain't gotta pay for nothing. We coming out of pocket for everything. All we ask y'all to do is, man, bless Unc game, man. Go send a couple dollars to Unc, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get Unc going.
And I think he's in your area right now. He's in Dallas.
Well, that's a lot of competition over here. And the problem is,
I mean, you talking about between Dallas and Kansas City, it's over with. It's real rough. It's a rough business being in the barbecue game. I'm trying to tell you, I already be there. I got about 4 or 5 different sauces and everything else. But and me and him on the side, man, he over there trying to cook brisket. We be comparing smoke rings and shit.
Sometimes you know when you had a momentum, that's what it is. Right now, you old news, and the people, instead of supporting you, they're gonna say, "I told you so." I told you so, and those aren't the people that help out anymore because they told you so, and that's the bad part. Yeah, you know, people want to blame. Look, people want to blame this guy and say they used you. I can't say that. I can't. He was convinced, and this is what we're going to talk about all night. You were convinced. If you've never seen the movie Usual Suspects, please go watch The Usual Suspects. Because that whole movie is a con of how I convince you what you want to hear. And that's what the detective in that movie said. Convince me. He said, all right, I'm going to convince you. And you fall for it because you want to. And Unc fell for it. He fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. All the way. I know I had another one. I had him and
yeah. Before
you got somebody next. I'm trying to find somebody.
I mean, I don't want to go to the next topic till we get done with Mr. Tenderism. I got plenty of videos, but they're kind of redundant at this point. You know.
And so, I want to say, how can anybody be mad that he didn't own it? When he came out on his ads or his TikTok, he never said, I own it. You wanted to believe so bad that old man could own it. And he was so funny. He was funny. He was hysterical, man. He's a good old man. And you wanted to believe so bad that he was an owner that you put that label on him. Because, you know, I would hear it in the comments. Oh, man, there's a black man out there. You know, there's a brother out there. And he owned his barbecue spot, and he's making all this money, and he's funny, man. You know, it's Unc out there, man. We calling him Unc because he family now. He family. They convinced you. Nobody in any video that I seen, in any video that he made, did he say he was an owner. But we convinced ourselves because we wanted to have it so bad. We wanted to have somebody to hold on to, that they making such good food that we want to go support them. We want to go do this. And then when you find out it wasn't,
what's like the downside? How do you like walk into a trap?
The biggest risk with all these deals is running out of money. We're doing a full renovation. We're shutting down these properties.
That's later. Sorry. I was about to say this is who you really supporting, the white boy, but that's the wrong one. Go ahead.
And if I could find out how they trick you, there's a guru and I could not find his name.
How they trick you?
What he would do is this. He was selling products online. And he said he would look into the comments, and they would be like a LOL. They'd be like, ha, like if I'm selling this pen and I say I got the lowest price pen, and the people would go into his comments and say, I found product C, which is lower than your product. I got it. And he's like, man, really? How did that happen? What they didn't know was he owned product A, product B, product C, and product D. So when he placed the product up there, you thought, I'm going to go to product D because it's lower and I'm going to get it over on you, and I made the profit. And he like, I own them all. All I did was convince you that you wanted a better deal somewhere else.
No, he convinced them they wanted the pen. And once he had the line on the pen, it didn't matter where you brought it from. It was still his fucking pen.
But they didn't know that.
I understand that. But and that's the bigger thing. He still convinced you that you wanted that particular pen, regardless of where you brought it from. You still wanted that particular pen that he was marketing. Now, the smart thing on the back end was he owned all angles to have access to that particular pen. So it didn't matter. He was going to hit you at the high mark. And for those that don't do the research and they're lazy, he was going to get them at the high end. For those that wanted to go back and do the research and find a lower margin, he got them too. He covered all his bases.
But sometimes
the one thing they say is never ask a question you don't already know the answer before you ask it. That's the number one rule in sales. So what do you think they do? They ask you questions they already know that you're going to answer a certain way. There's a certain way in sales that you can always make them say yes. There's a certain way in sales that you can always make them say no, but you don't want them to. You want them getting in the habit of saying yes. So by the time you close the deal, it's easier for them to say yes.
But I don't even think that's the case. I just think that there's sometimes, and if I can find this pharmacist, I'll show it to you. But that's it. We always want to blame somebody else.
Is this the one, or is this the one I had up?
I don't have one up. So.
Yeah, that was me. Let me put that one down. That's for later. That's when we get to Jordan. People still trying to sell that dude, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But you know what? Some of these guys are great in sales. They understood the psychology of a sale. And even though they went to the evil side of it, which they tried me on that shit. And I told them no. They wanted me to get my Series 6, Series 7. I have a fucking conscience. I want to be able to sleep at night. I don't want to make money when you're losing money.
But here's the thing. Sometimes man, if I can find this, I'm gonna try to find it. Sometimes it's not even about that. Like you said, you want to sleep at night. Sometimes it's not even about trying to sleep at night. It's I don't even have to convince you to do it. Like what Bernie said, they were wanting to give him all the money for it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Once he already went down that road. So by the time he went down that road and he's showing 20-25% fucking returns on his fucking portfolio, yeah, people are jumping in line because 25% returns, they'll give you your firstborn over 25% returns year over year. That's the game. If you get 5 to 7%, that's good. Somebody giving you guaranteed 20%, 25% returns on your investment, yeah, every day, all day long. You don't have to do shit besides open your doors and watch the fucking line of people come in saying, here, take my money.
What I'm saying, if I can find this, I'll find it. Let me see if I can just search.
Who are you looking at?
No person. Something I've seen. If I can find it. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a little bit longer. Well, 1 minute.
That's all good.
1 minute. And so what you're saying is you can't sleep at night because you're tricked.
No. I have a conscience, is what I said. I like to sleep at night. I started off.
I have AD. What?
No. I started
off.
No,
I'm looking at somebody says my page. Let me give you all my. I'm sorry.
You're on Fearless Talk Live right now, aren't you?
Yeah. And let me give him my other one.
Yeah,
I'll give you. If I can put that in a private chat for you.
Yeah, I'll drop it in there. But I started selling cars, and that got me in the idea I would never buy a brand new car if you fucking paid me. It's a depreciating asset the minute you drive it off the lot. I don't care what you fucking financed it for. But some of the things that were going on in that fucking dealership, if you don't go in there with your own personal financing, if they get you in that finance department, you're fucked. Straight up. And so I knew they were putting deals together after I got done with that Foursquare, getting a square deal done for the person, down payment, how much their monthly payment should be guesstimated on their credit, all these things. They would go back and that finance department would rip them to shreds as far as higher interest rates, even though they sold it at a lower interest rate. They got more value out of that long-term loan if they raised up the rates. All the little bennies they put on your fucking car. But then the minute you drive it off the lot, you're already fucking upside down in that truck or that car that you just brought. And after a while, I just could not do that anymore.
But it's not that. Sometimes it's and this goes and
money ain't that important to me like that. People will say, fuck that, I'm making money. I'm not that guy.
But I'm saying you don't even have to convince them. Let me see. Did I share that? And if you can put those in the if you can put that in there for me. Those pages in the chat. I'm sorry.
I just loaded it and you took it down. Hold on. There you go.
So this is a pharmacist, and this is what I'm saying. It says scam, but it's really not.
I am a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, and beyond these doors, I'm going to dispel a scam that blurs the line between animal and human medication. This is something that shocked me as a pharmacist, and I came here to get an animal medicine, and I'll show you why. Right here, this is diphenhydramine. It's a 25 milligram tablet. You get 100 of them for $10. Now let's compare this to the human version. For the second part, we have to go to a human pharmacy and get some. Right here is what we want. So this is diphenhydramine 25 milligram tablets. You get 365 tablets here, and it's $7.27. The reason why I became skeptical of these products is right here, the inactive ingredients. You can see the pupper version on the bottom that's made for dogs, and the human version on top that's made for humans. Again, same active ingredient. Now, do you notice anything about the inactive ingredients? Yeah, they're identical. Yep, nice and bright and pink. And this is the human version. Yep, take a look at the human version. They're the exact same pill. These came out of the same factory. I am a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, and beyond these doors, I'm going to...
So all they did, and this is what I'm talking about, guys.
Repackaging.
It's the packaging.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the packaging. Meaning, I don't even have to lie to you. That pharmacy did not lie to anyone. They just packaged it to the right person. So when someone said, can anybody be deceived? Or all it is the packaging. That's how they convinced them. This will help your dog out. And I'm going to charge you 10 times more for 10 times less because you think that's for my animal. And all they took was the same drug and put it somewhere else. The same thing what anyone else does. I am convinced that you know, and this is, we're talking about Derek Jackson now. If you don't know who Derek Jackson is, he was a guru who said men are bad. Men are shame. You shouldn't do that to men. If you're a man, you should be taking care of that woman. Every lie that every woman wanted to hear, he told them. Everything that they wanted to hear validated, he validated for them. When they said, I can't find a good man, he said, there are no good men. No, men aren't doing this. You're right, lady. You're a good woman, and you don't need to be lowering your standards for nobody. He cheated on you, huh? That's not a good. You don't deserve a man who would cheat on you. He wrote books about it. He had consultations and seminars. And you know what he did? He was cheating on his wife. He was cheating on his wife in the back seat of cars with other people. He was cheating all over. And you know why he could do it? Because they wanted to believe what he was saying was true. And and here's even how bad it got. I cheated. And it was wrong. It was wrong. And I'm one of those guys who I'm one of those guys that you should have stayed away from. And now you need to buy my book again so I can tell you how I did it. He got them going and he got them coming because they wanted to believe. And that's all it is. Every guy we're talking about on here has convinced you that what you want is it. Thanks, Expat. I got a few channels out there. Hopefully, did you put them all? Oh, you ain't put them all up?
I got 2 up. Hold up now. That whole link that you sent me was a hyperlink. Not even a hyperlink. It was a machine language. So I had to go back and clip each one. So give me a second, brother.
And why are you doing that? I want to play this. We talked about this gentleman before. And
we talked about Anton.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Anton. We're going to talk about Anton. And I think I got Anton on here. Let's see, 309.50. Let's go to 309.50. 309.
You up right now.
All right. A little bit before that. Now, this is Anton. Now, a lot of y'all believe we done it and said Anton was rich. He was wealthy. He did all of these things. And I want you to hear what Anton says. When you say, oh man, why are you doing this, Anton? There's only 2 snippets.
You got me fucked.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
I told her just like that.
This
and
is
she
a
was
better.
just like,
The real conversation is why y'all so insecure.
no, it's not. I'm insecure. I was raised that way. I'm not insecure. It's
What do you
just
mean?
because my husband.
Listen.
On
This is the way I look at it, Ty.
Okay.
This is the way honest to God, this is the way I look at it. I look at everything as content.
Everything.
Could she go courtside with another man?
He looked at
Rita, she's not a content
everything
creator.
is content. Meaning he gonna make you believe on here. He was telling Tasha K that I was gonna flirt with you. And so not only that, when y'all so upset about what his wife is doing, let me tell you how hurt and everything his wife is. 31, 53, 31. When asked his wife about this, listen.
Of content trolling alone?
But look where it got him. We're here with you because of it.
True. True. Because I wouldn't have called you unless it was, you know.
So why would we stop?
Now, the question was, why would you let your husband do this? Why would you he said, you got all this money. If you got all this money and you're a millionaire, why is it that you got to do all this controversy stuff? You got to bring this girl to front row and you got to do this. And his wife said, look where it got us. We here with you. That lets you know that some people will sell their soul to do it. That you believe this and all these hypes and all these videos you making and this, and they laughing at you because they saying, we here with you. We popular. Cha-ching on everything you say. They cha-ching.
Let me show you where he starts to contradict himself, but he sold himself, like you just said, for the dollar.
Point that I'm making is this, and they say it all the time, and it is absolutely true. The character of a man is tested when he gets resources. The character of a man is tested when he has everything, right? So even if it was true, what you said, let's say I never could get a girl that had a pocket protector in my pocket and the whole 9 yards. And I'm cool with that, right? Because I don't think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a whole lot of women. I think the badge of honor is to have a level of dick discipline and to realize their value as a man. But let's just say hypothetically that that's true and I had a pocket protector, right? Then that would mean that once I started getting resources and attention, that would mean that I would start to break out and it would start to be a different story because that's not what I'm used to, right?
And you did.
So how am I able to maintain a level of character and stability, and how come
that was then?
How come my chick don't worry about me?
Bruiser.
Because you never switched up.
So
he remained consistent. And plus, he got once you, like you said, when you had the resources, you got a lot to lose. So that's when you
exactly.
This dude's that fumble every single day.
So he just told you right there. You know, he was not supposed to, but he flipped. He flipped for the money. And he brought his wife right along with him. He taught her the game and said, look, I'm going to do some polarizing shit and it's going to look one way, but we're doing it for the bag. We're doing it for content. We're doing it for our legacy. We're doing it for our fucking retirement, whatever their little agreement is. And that's the whole thing. If you don't have an understanding with your wife, then yeah, that can be a problem. If you do, and she's on board, you can get away with bloody murder when it comes to perception and things on YouTube. You don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Y'all riding and dying together. You get what I mean? Y'all building together, regardless of how it looks. Ain't nobody in your house paying your bills. Who gives a fuck?
And y'all believe it every day. You know how y'all know I believe it every day? Because I see women online saying, oh, I wish I had a relationship like them. They so perfect. What was that couple that just he had an affair? Oh, they got a lovely relationship. They're always together. They loving each other.
I'm trying to remember what you're referring to.
I'll find it, but don't worry about it. But that's, you want your life to be perfect like their life. So bad that you start admiring their life and think their life is real when it's not real.
I mean, it could be real for you, but you better be a good communicator. You better get her on board for everything, or she can make it look like you fucked it up and then y'all both lose the bag. He loses his reputation. Y'all go through a divorce. She thinking she getting over. But again, who's going to ride with you after that?
And that's Dresmond Scott is the person.
Oh, okay.
The Dresmond Scott guy, they had the perfect place, the perfect, she was always doing these skits, and she had like a
right. Here's the other side of it. Here's the other side of that. Same.
I do it for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way, or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different from me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that I don't love beautiful women around me. It don't mean that I'm not going to that I don't check out chicks or whatever, so on and so forth or whatever. I just don't believe that A, they not worth my time. B, they ain't even close to the quality of the woman that I have. C, I also want to be the man that I would love for my daughter to marry. And then D, I have a higher expectation on my life, and I esteem myself greater than what normal people would esteem themselves. So I just hold myself to a higher standard than other people do.
Now, perception-wise, you would think he fumbled that, because he said this in the past. Obviously, his performance, perception-wise, he's failing. But that's not the ticket. His wife is on board with everything. So that's a whole nother spin. If his wife is on board and they have a plan in order to grift or get ahead by polarizing everybody who's on YouTube, but they know it's an act and they're giggling in the background together while they getting paid off of y'all, no harm, no foul. The two people that matter are him and his wife. But perception-wise, the man's not worth anything he says. He doesn't honor his word. Or does he? Whose word does he have to keep it to? Y'all or just his wife and him? That's the other thing. Why does anybody have to promise you anything? If you ain't earning it on your own, you're just going to openly trust people because they look successful. Who said they had to be loyal to you? Unless they're licensed like I was as a fiduciary, and I could do no harm, and I had to do what was in the benefit of my client more than me. If they're not licensed, if they don't have some kind of honor system where they can be held accountable and go to jail for it, why are you trusting these guys?
Because it's not trust. It's I want to be. What does he call? Anton says, I have the bag chasers. Well, I want to be a bag chaser. I want to have the money just like Anton. I want to do it. What can I do? He's going to show.
Lo and behold, he had seed money coming in from a trust based on his father dying, but nobody talks about that part. He just skips ahead from 2019 on. All of a sudden, he's wealthy. Y'all don't even know how that came about. Y'all think he got it out the mud? No, he didn't get it out the mud.
But again, it doesn't matter if he did or didn't. People will still be there.
Perception precedes real knowledge. That's all I can say. Perception precedes real knowledge. And then after he gets it, takes a couple courses, understands how to do something, and then boom, all of a sudden he's a fucking expert.
Because people only see what they want to see.
Right. I agree with you. The classic shell game. Verbally. They're mind fucking y'all. What you want to run up next? Who you on? What we want to do?
I can't. Go who you? It don't matter to me. We can go just keep going down the line.
Let's go to our boy Grant, Mr. Real Estate. We're gonna do some Grant Condo. Let's see if I can find his first video.
And then after that, let's go to our pilot, our flight pilot.
Oh, the jets and the religion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Because we want to show you that people think it's people that's dumb, and we want to encompass it all, from the rich, the poor, the healthy, the people who are sick, the religious. We all getting tricked.
About you right now. The savings rate this month hit a low of 2.7%. This is a unbelievable and ridiculous warning sign that I told you about last week.
The person that has $236.
Invest it all in yourself. You're already broke. Don't hold on to $236. Our parents, they taught us to save money. You know?
Yeah,
This is
100%.
stupid.
I want to bank cash, man. I need money. I need emergency funds.
A safety net is one of the first goals any investor should establish and fund. We recommend that everyone should save regularly towards some kind of safety net.
It just doesn't make any sense. Save your money. Prepare for a rainy day. It fucking don't rain here.
I need to treat money like it's sacred. The savings rate in this country was over 6.5% for 30 years. Now it's collapsed again. What are you doing?
I'll never forget, these guys paid $12,000 each to sit in that chair.
$12,000 to sit in a fucking chair and learn from this guy. God damn. I'm in the wrong business. I need to get my hair transplant done, get back in the gym, put my suit back on, and start selling again. God damn.
Because why? I believe if I pay that money, that somehow I'm going to be as rich as him, because he's going to convince you that's going to happen.
Look at their ugly faces.
Look, man, you're spending money on junk when you don't need it. Look at my little things, man. I know guys walking around with $500 and $600 headphones, and I got my little freebies that came with my phone. Why? What's the difference?
So this is a 13-passenger Gulfstream. It retails for about $61 million.
Truth is, most people don't like money. I know they don't like money. You know how I know they don't like money? Because as soon as you get some, you get rid of it. You buy shit with it.
I mean, it's crazy. When you start putting stuff on a jet, it's bizarre. Like this door was not in here. This door right here, believe it or not, cost $850,000 to put in.
America is back to the savings rate that it was at back when we had this problem in 2008. When people were buying Porsches and cars and country clubs. Dude, it was out of hand.
10 years ago, all they used in these planes was really dark, heavy wood. Probably cost $1 million to replace the wood.
You know, my father told me when I was 6 years old, he said, watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves.
Okay, help me out here. A penny saved is? A penny is a penny. Okay, your mama got real complicated here. A penny is a penny, and if you spend time with them, you'll end up with nothing.
When you watch pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters, when you watch that, you're going to pay attention to the bigger flows. People that are not disciplined with money don't end up with money. People that waste money on dumb things don't end up with money. There's something universal about money. Waste it, somebody else gets it. So if you're down to your last $1,000, this offer today is $9.97, grantcardone.com/shark. Okay? Yeah. You're down, a guy's sitting there right now watching this, and I got my last grand, dude, and I got Christmas coming. Should he spend it on this? Absolutely. I would tell you the same thing.
That's a whole bunch of word salad.
But here's the thing, and I am a firm believer. I know someone says, you know, you don't need coaching. I think you do. I have no problem. So let me tell you this.
You
I
don't
have
pay
no
for
problem with
coaching
somebody
now.
getting coaching. The problem is a lot of people pay people, let's say, to get rich. They're paying somebody to tell them how to get rich. And the only way that they've gotten rich is by you donating to them
To teach
get
them
rich.
how to get rich.
Correct. So if I say, hey, I'm going to sell a real estate course, but I never had any real estate, and I've gotten rich, not by real estate, but I've gotten rich by selling a real estate course. No, that ain't how you do it. That's not how you do it.
And this is how the industry starts identifying liars.
He and I have gone head to head with each other. I don't put much worth in his words. And you can buy apartment houses, but you don't have to buy an apartment house. The reason he says that is because he wants to sell you an apartment house. You know, they make.
Now you caught what he said? Now everybody doesn't necessarily like and get along with Dan Kiriak, Dan either. So at the end of the day, you got to look in between the words and listen to what he's saying. The grift is he's not really trying to teach you how to sell or buy real estate because he knows you ain't going to get the financing. He wants you to back his fund so he can go out and buy real estate. And you'll get a small portion of that. Right now, as it sits, Grant Cardone has almost $600 million in assets that you guys all helped him get.
Somebody to buy a house, but if they stop working, that house starts taking money from their pocket. There's nothing to do with apartment houses. He got that idea from me, I know that. He's a smart boy, he's a good salesman. He sells apartment houses. He wants to put you in his deals. So that's, to me, that's kind of a promotion, if you know what I mean.
Correct.
I mean, it's the same thing if you guys look in real estate itself. McDonald's ain't about McDonald's. McDonald's is about the real estate that the fucking McDonald's sit on. They're real estate holders. They're not about the McDonald's. You're the franchisee. You buy the property. Well, I'm sorry. You lease the property from McDonald's. You build the building and all those things. But guess what? If you go belly up, McDonald's still owns that land.
Or you convince, and you know, I know a lot of
401ks are a scam.
All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I want you to finish your point, and then I'll put.
A lot of people make money off of Bitcoin, but the reason Bitcoin becomes so popular is you believe that it's there.
It has an associated value.
Correct.
And that's how
once that
started.
value goes, everything goes.
Yeah. And if you know the real story, I can kick myself in the ass for not investing. But once I started understanding finances and understanding how Bitcoin got kicked off and how the value of it's perceived value. Everything about Bitcoin is perceived fucking value. And it started off one night while they were writing code. They wanted some fucking pizza. So they call up a pizza joint and say, hey, we have this digital currency we're developing right now. Would you take a couple Bitcoin for some pizzas? Some fucking pizzas started off the evaluation of perceived value for a digital currency. That is wild to me. And that's what started to ball down the hill.
I don't think that's how it started, but I'm going to help you out.
I'm telling you, find the story.
Saving money's a scam.
Start off
401ks are a scam. The IRAs are a scam. Going to college is absolutely a scam. I was talked into a life insurance policy when I was 20 years old.
Wow.
And to save money and to start making investments in a 401k. These are complete ridiculous.
I was taught that too.
For anybody 20 or 30 years old, maybe 40 years old, maybe ever.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, it started off with it's called Onion. So the silk web. So people needed to be able to buy stuff so it couldn't be traced. That's
right. I understand decentralization and centralized money.
No, I'm saying that's how it started, where people were buying drugs and everything on the internet through
right. But I'm talking about when they were first writing the code in order to utilize it in those decentralized ways. You know, they were worrying about the banking industry when they first started writing the code and setting up something that was outside the banking industry because of the fees and everything the banks were doing. So these guys got together and started writing code for a secured way of holding money in this digital way. But as they were doing that and it was developing, before it took off, the drug dealers wanting to use it and everybody else wanting to use it, it was just code on the blockchain. Had no perceived value at that point until they started to put it out there for that. Hold on. You just got to listen to the grift as you fucking listen to these guys talking. It's hard to hear if you just take simple logic, but if you've been in some type of sales or understand pitches.
Capital we created because so many people say, hey, I want to invest in real estate the way you do. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Can't find the deals. A bunch of my wealthy friends that, you know, they're running businesses. They're like, I don't have time.
By the way, the guy he's talking to right now, that's Jordan Belfort. the Wolf of Wall Street. If he don't know how to identify a pitch, nobody will. So he's sitting here running his game down to the main guy that was shorting everybody, Gordon